Hi, and welcome to Java tutorial of a data entry form developed using Eclipse. Now guys, I've just entered some details in here of this guy, so let's come in here, and all we need to do is, if you notice, we don't have the details of Shaka Shiken. So what we're going to do is let's click on add new. There we go, and that's Shaka Shiken right there. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to reset, and let's enter another candidate details. And for your information, this is just an overview of how to develop a data entry form using Java Eclipse. So the name, let's say the name is Johnny Davis, and Johnny Davis live at number 75 Hill, let's say Top Road, Little Venice, London. So that's details of where Johnny lives, and telephone number of Johnny. There we go. Dates, I'm going to make that 12. Let's say that is 2019. And right here, let's select proof of ID is passport, and the date we're checking is data, and is actually paying quarterly, and that is the cost of quarter payment, and we have his postcode right there. Now if you notice here, we don't have Johnny Davis details there. All we just need to do now is click on add. There we go, Johnny Davis details now on board right there. The other thing we can do with this is we can delete. Look in here, we have Alan Day, we have multiple data of Alan Day. We can delete if we want. We have Tony Montana, multiple data as well, that can be deleted, and we can even print if we want to. There, I will cancel that because I don't have a printer on my screen. You can exit. No, I don't want to exit. This is just an overview. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to take you guys straight into Eclipse development environment, and we put together this beautiful Java tutorial together. Let's do that now, guys. Hi, and welcome to Eclipse development environment. I'm going to start by clicking on File, New, Java Project. And the next thing I want to do now is I want to give this project a name right there. I'll call it Data Entry Form Okay, might as well call it Forms. Now I want to click on Finish. Okay, now let's right click on our data entry form, this very one. Right click on it, and let's select New, and we're going to select Class, this very one right there, and there, this very class. I'm going to give it a name. I will call it Data Entry. I'll end up with a class there, data entry class, so that I will know what I'm talking to. Right there, data entry file. Click on Finish. There. I'm right in here. I want to be able to connect my SQL file right there. But before then, I need to create my database. So let's go straight into my database right here. This very database file, I'm going to provide the link for you guys to download it. It's right here. That is it. That's how it looks. Let's go back to Java, and that is it. SQLite 3. So while inside the SQLite, I'm going to click on New Database, and let's save this very database straight into this program I'm developing, or this project we're working on. So it's sort of like somewhere here. right there. Double click on that, and that is the project right there. Let's give this guy a name. Let's just call it data form, and that's all there is to that name. Click on create. Yeah, and let's call this table data form as well. Select the very first field. Let's give that a name. Ref number. Data type is text. The same thing, the next one is going to be first name. And the data type, I'm going to make that text as well. And I'll select the next one, surname. Data type will be text as well. In total, I'm going to need about 11 of those. So let's click again. That would be address. There we go. So I'm going to just speed that up and get back to you guys. And right here, guys, those are my fields created, and in here you can always see the SQL instruction that creates the database. I'm going to leave out the primary key. You can always click on it if you want. That's the primary key, but I'm going to leave it out. Just click on OK. That's it. That's my table created. Okay, you can browse and see that's the table. There's nothing in there, and that's all there is to the table. So we don't need the table anymore for now. I'm just going to close that and click on save. That's it, done. Back to my class. Right in here in the class, the first thing I would like to do is to link the class straight to the database. But before I go any further, let's just do one thing. Come right up here, and I'm going to call the class immediately. Let's say import Java, right, dot SQL dot star, which means I'm actually importing everything. Now I'm going to import Java swing as well. Java or Javax dot swing dot import everything about Java swing. There, that is taken care of. Now underneath here, I'm going to create a public class. So you just call that public class public static let's connect our connection connect db, enter parentheses, curly braces. There we go. Change this to public. Now in here, I'm going to start the whole process by entering try catch whatever error that I might run into. So that will be for name. Okay, for name, the name is going to be org dot SQLite dot JDBC. Close that. Enter semicolon. Then the next thing is I'm going to say connection equals con equals driver manager. So this is just to link this database. Driver manager is connection. What am I connecting to? I want to connect to as follows. So this should be driver manager, and that is going to be Let's enter a speech mark there. JTBC column SQLite column, and I'll need a location where the database that I've just created is. So let's get that location. Okay, click on the file, and right here, that is the location. Double click on it. That is the database that I've just created. I'm now going to hold on to the shift key right here, and right click, then select copy path, this very one. There we go. Okay, right in here I can now enter the location of that very database. There, that is it right there. I'm going to get rid of the quote and the backslash, and get rid of this very one at the end as well. There we go. Okay, and we need to enter a semicolon here and press enter. As you can see, the error is gone. That is it. That's the location where my file is. Okay, so your own location will be different from mine. We can just move this back so that you can see it all. Right. Okay, that is it, all taken care of. Now the next thing we want to do is, let's press enter there. We now want to, let's get this down. Yeah. Okay, right underneath here, what we now want to do is just to return. But before we can return, let me do one thing to just let the end user know that we are connected to this database. I'm going to say J option pane, so that will be dot show message, and the message is a show. Come on, I'm just going to type it out. Message dialog. And my message dialog is going to be, there's nothing to say, but I would like you to just display as follows: connection made. So that's just my message, and I'll just ask the system to return. There. Okay, now underneath here, let's enter cache. So the cache is just to help us to identify if there's any error, then the system will just display a message. So I'm going to ask the system itself to display a message for me. So I'm going to copy all of this. Let's copy the message details here and paste it right underneath here, but enter a curly braces, paste that right in there, and that should display a message for me. And this message is going to be connection error. So come right here. There we go. Right. We just ask you to return nothing here. Return is going to be nothing because there's an error. There we go. Alright, that takes care of that. Okay, that's my class created just for you guys to see it all. I'm going to just press enter here. There should be a plus there. That's it automatically. That's my class created. Now let's come back right here, and in here we're going to create as follows. So let's go back to our projects. Not this one, this is our project there. Data entry forms. Right click on the data entry forms, new, and we now want to select other right here. Okay, and inside other we want to select window builder. If you don't have a window builder, I already have a tutorial on how to reinstall your window builder right there. But the one I want is Swing Designer. That is it. Inside the Swing Designer, I'm going to select application window, click on next, and give it a project name. So I'm just going to call it data entry forms. Okay, exactly the same name. Data entry forms. Click on finish. There we go. Yeah, that's it. That's my data entry forms. And the other one, the very first one, is data entry class. That's it. This is data entry forms, and this is my form coming up. There we go. Okay, so now the form is ready. I'm now inside the code of the form. Scroll right down here, and here those are the dimensions of the form. That's the form is 450. I'm going to make that 1460, and that is for the width. The height, I'm going to make that 800. The coordinate, I'm going to make that 0 by 0. And the reason why I'm making it 0 by 0 is so that the form can start right from here, from up there to the left. I'm bringing it right here. So let's just go back to our design, and we should be able to see our form now coming up. There we go. If I decide to run this is what you guys will see right there, guys. That is my form, but I'm going to close that. Let's come right inside the form. So before we can do anything now, we go straight in there. Let's right click on it, and let's select set layout to absolute layout, this very one. I would strongly advise you to do that. And let's now go straight into the J panel here, drag it and drop it here, and that is it right there. Okay, scroll right down so that we can increase the size all the way. Okay, that's it, done. That's good enough for me. I'll move it up a little bit. Now what I want to do is, because if I click outside of it, I won't be able to see it properly. So select it. I will now go straight into the structure here, and let's change the structure of that. Let's go to the border. You see the border? Select the border and drop this down. Border type. Change the border type to something bevel border, and I'm going to make sure it's lowered. There we go. It is lowered right now. Look at it. Look at the shape. I think I like that. Alright, so I need about 3 of those. Arrange in a vertical order. Oh, sorry, in horizontal order. Okay, that's fine. Horizontal order, not vertical order. So I'm going to copy this very one. Right click, copy, and paste it right underneath here. Yeah, there we go. I have my second one there. So this very second one, I'm just going to select it, drag it that much. Now paste the next one, and this is the next one. There, pin it down. Right, let's drag it down. Okay, that's fine. Bring it down a little bit more. Just about that. Okay, I'm going to add a table. So let's come right here, select the palette, and let's click on table. Where is it? Right there. Click and just draw it right there. We have a table in there. You might not be able to see it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on it, and let's select surround width. or you can always come straight to the structure. Inside the structure, look at the panel. I have three panels, as you can see, 1, 2, and number 3 there, and this is the table. So right click on that table and let's select surround with, and I want to select the stroke panel here, there, and that's it. The stroke panel is now the parent of the table. There's the table and there's the stroke panel. So I'm going to select the table, make sure it's selected here, and the next thing we want to do is let's go to the model right here, click, and in there let's click on insert. There we have the first column, so I need 11 of those, so you can just type in 11 there if you want, and that's it. And I also want to increase the column by 1. They have first column there, so click on the very first column there, and inside the first column I'm going to enter as follows. That will be ref number. The second column would be surname or first name, okay, then surname, let's go back in there, back, so make sure the table is selected, and yeah, so the third one is going to be my address, the fourth, that is going to be telephone, fifth, let's make that registration date. Okay, that's fine. Just title, and the next one is going to be proof of address or proof of ID. Yeah, that's good enough. And followed by date. Let's come in here, select that, and we just enter date in there. This date is different from registration date, and in here I'm going to enter member type, and followed by member fees, member fee. Okay, and finally that's with the postcode. So that's my table taken care of. I can get rid of this now since I have all of that in there. Just click on OK, and right here that is it. So let's okay, it seems the plane is not set to. Let's select, just right click on the plane and let's select set layout, and the layer I'm going to make that absolute layer so that I can position the table how I want. You see, now the table is how I want. Just drag it, click, drag, there we go. Make sure all of the plane are absolute layer, else you will have the same problem. Okay, if you look at this one, I have to make the absolute layer, which means I have to make the other absolute layer as well. Okay, now the next one here, select and right click, convert it to absolute layer. There. Okay, that's fine. Everything is alright. I'm going to kind of like save, run it, and just see how the table looks like. There we go. That's how my table is looking now, which is not too bad. That's fine. Okay then. Close that. Now the next thing we want to do is just to add some buttons here. So let's come in here. I need about maybe 6 of those. So that's my very first button. Now I'll change the font to that. of that to about 18, and let's make this size. Let's come in here. I want that to be about, let's see, yeah, right here, the width. I made the width about 210. Yeah. And what about the height? Let's make the height maybe about 40, and let's see how that is gonna look like. Okay, 40, not bad. Yeah. I'm gonna right click and just copy it across, copy and paste. I will need maybe about 6 of those. So copy both. Copy and also paste it right in there. And paste one more time. Yeah, that's not too bad. That's good. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so the buttons are in place now. So the other thing I would need is I need some text box and label. So let's come back to the palette and we select label, one label there, and that should be text field, one text field here. So let's increase the font size of both component. I'm going to change this to bold, and that's going to be 18 as well. So let's see, let's change this, bold 18, and this one is already 18 anyway, so that's fine. Okay, that's fine. Well, let's change the content of that, the text value of that to I want to change that to reference number. So we have reference number in place, and this is going to be just that much. So that's the reference number as well. So this one I'm going to call it JTXT reference or ref number. JTXT ref number. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Okay, so we can just call it JTXT ref. So the next one, I'm going to copy all of these. So let's select them both. Okay, JTXT ref and the label. Right click and select copy. Now let's paste. I'm going to select all of those. Copy, paste. Right. Okay, that's not too bad. Move this down a little bit. Okay, that's fine. So this one is going to be, let's change this one to first name. Where is the first name? First name. And this is going to be JTXT first name. Next one is going to be JTXT surname. And the label is going to be known as surname. Now this is going to be known as address. Text is going to be known as JTXT text. JTXT address. Right. What I mean, collapse this. Then I can just copy. Now I'm going to actually need, yeah, just a couple of those. Actually, I only need one. And labels. Copy all of these labels. Copy. Right. And let's paste. Here. Somewhere there. Okay, this I'm going to extend this. This is the address. And this is going to be, let's extend all of this a little bit more. And this as well. Oh no, undo that. Maybe we have to do it individually. Right, that's not too bad. That's 284. Let's make this 284 as well. Yeah. And just drag this all the way. Okay, this is going to be known as telephone number. So let's change that to phone number or telephone. Right. And the next one, this is going to be known as registration date, and followed by proof of ID. With the date, I'm going to need one of these widgets here. Let's see, it's right, it should be right here. Let's change that to, I have calendar, right inside my calendar I have as follows. Let's see. Okay, you see right inside my calendar there's supposed to be some widget in there or some objects in there for me to use. Okay, or if you don't have, you might not have J calendar. I don't think you will have it, so because I created that, you can remove it. See, I've just removed that now, but I'm going to create it again so that you guys know how it's done. So I'm going to right click on this panel here, okay, or this palette. Okay, right click there underneath there, and I need palette manager. Okay, and we come to import jar. I need that jar file. You see this jar archive, click on that and go to file system. Inside the file system, I've already downloaded this J calendar. Inside the J calendar there's some other component there for me, so I'm going to click on open. Okay, those are the components. I'm going to select them all. Okay, and let's just click on OK. Yes, click on yes, and there we go. Okay, that is it right underneath here, and the component that I've added is all there. Okay, you guys, you won't have this, so I'm going to include the link so that you can copy that J calendar, and that J calendar will give you all of these other objects. Okay, so I'm going to click on OK. There's right there, but right now it's not. You won't be able to see anything. The only way we can see it is I'm going to save everything I've done. I will close this and reopen it again. So I'm going to click on exit. There. Now I'm going to reopen my Java or Eclipse IDE. Now launch it. Okay, it's been launched. So let's click on design. Click on design. Let's see. It's coming up. So let's go back to our J calendar there and see what we have in there. There we go, just like I told you. Right in there, it's kind of like refresh the whole thing. So all of those objects, they are right there. Now, see, this one is meant to be for date. So with the date, I'm going to select. Let's go for J date chooser. Click and just draw it right here. do that again. There we go. That is my date there, date picker. Okay, I'm going to make the size of that about 18 as well. Let's see if I can change the size. No, I don't think I can. It might be there somewhere, but let's see. Where is that? Okay, I can't find that. Alright, let's just increase the size of it, the length or the width of it. And increase the height as well to about that. Yeah, that's fine. Now for the proof of ID, let's go back to our palette as well. The proof of ID, I'm going to select a combo box. There's a combo box. Click and just paste that in there. You don't need to be worried about that because that is always there for you. Yeah, combo box is right there. Move this up a little bit. Now up here I'm going to need one combo, and I need this. I'm going to copy all of that, copy and paste them right up here. Okay, alright, just one more thing to do. I'm going to copy this again. I need it right underneath here. Right click, copy, and just paste it underneath. And there we go. And finally, I also need a label on a text box. Copy, paste right here. I will then change the names around. Alright, this one is going to be known as postcode. So come straight to the structure here. The structure, click on the structure, and that's going to be known as postcode. There. The text box, select the text box. That is going to be known as txt postcode. JTXT postcode. Right. So I'll just change this one to, let's change that to JTXT ME member fee. Okay, that's fine. And the next one, let's change this one to member fee. And followed by, change this to member type, JTXT member type. And the label, that will be member type as well. Right. Okay. That takes care of that. And here, that is supposed to be date. So I just change that to date. And that's going to be the text. Oh, this. I'm just going to leave that. Okay, that's one. And let's see this. What number is this? Okay. I'm going to change their names. Okay, this is going to be JTXT Shooter 2, and this one will be Chooser 1. Right. Okay. This is going to be JTXT Proof. JTXT Proof. Right. And this is just going to be telephone. JTXT telephone. Okay, so they are all named now. Right there. Okay, let's give all of these buttons a name. I'm going to select the very first one there, and let's just change that to BTN exit. And the text content, I'm going to change that. Undo that. I'm going to change that to exit. So let's come in here, change that to exit. Where is it? In exit. And this one, let's change this one to reset. And the variable name is going to be btn reset. This is going to be known as btn print. Okay, and the text name, there. So let's change this one to delete. Variable name will be known as delete. btn delete. There. Let's come in here. So we call this one btn update. Update. Text name will be known as update. And finally, the last button here, that's going to be known as add new. And the variable name is going to be add new, btn add new. Right, that's it all taken care of. So I'm going to run it so that you guys see how it looks like. There we go. That's how my interface looks for now. Okay, now what I'm trying to do is I'm going to enter some data in here. So let's go to the design. So make sure it is selected, the proof of ID. And I'm going to come here, you see the model. Click on that. So I'm going to leave out one space. The first proof of ID, let's make that pilot license. Then we have driving license. Student ID, passport. I think that'll be all. So that's fine. Now let's go to the other one here. Come right here. Select these. That's member type. So member type can be annual, quarterly, monthly, weekly. There. So that's taken care of. Now the cost for membership. So select that and come right here to the model. Come right down. The first cost will be for annually is 150, followed by, let's say about 30. That's 37 pounds for quarterly. Then we have £12.50, and finally we have £2.89, £2.89p. Right, and just click on there. Well, maybe we should even do one thing. Let's come in here and just up here, let's say select membership fee. Let's just enter membership fee there. Right, so you can always select that, and here membership type. Okay, and finally here we have a proof of ID. There. Okay, so let's increase this font size for these three. Come in here and just gonna make it about 18 bold. Alright, that's much better. Okay, and all of these, they all have names now. So the next thing we want to do now is let's double click on the exit button. Double click on that, come right down here, and let's enter the following lines of code for the exit. So first of all, I'm going to create an object there. So I just call that, let's say frame equals new frame. New, no, that should be JFrame. JFrame, and this JFrame, I'm going to give it an alias called exit. There. Right. So let's enter semicolon here. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to use selection statement to determine the option made. So I'm going to say select J option pin dot, I'd like it to show dialog. There we go. And this dialog, I actually want this to take in 4 arguments. So the first argument is going to be the object frame. Okay, enter it, make sure there's a comma there. And the second argument here, we make that, I'll just say confirm. So that's my second argument, confirm if you want to exit. Then comma. The third argument is going to be the name of my system. I will call that data entry form. There, that's the third argument. The fourth argument, let's come right here, copy that. The fourth argument, press enter. Try that again. Yeah, paste that in there. The fourth argument is going to determine what method we want to use, yes or no, or option. So let's go for yes, no option. Okay, now and here I'm going to say equals J option plain equals yes, no option. There we go. And right here I'll enter a curly braces and just say okay, if you want to exit, then if the selection made is yes, then system dot exit. There, and that's it. So let's take care of this error here. It's just a comma that is required here. There we go. Yeah, see that gone. So that's our exit taken care of. Okay, and for that very exit to work, you must make sure you have private JFrame. Alright, that's fine with the exits. Now let's just try it out and just run that and see how that works. Okay, run, click on exit. No, I don't want to exit. Yes, I do want to exit. And look at all my, this is my first argument. No, this is my first argument, second argument, third argument, and the fourth argument. Okay, 4 arguments that I have in there in total. So I'm going to say yes, I want to exit. Now let's take care of this reset. Come right down here. I'm going to use try cache try, and underneath here we need a cache as well. I think it's going to be cache should be exception ev, and come right down here. There we go. And here the very first item I would like to clear. Let me look for their names right here. So okay, let's clear this very first one. Yeah, select that, and the name is okay, JTXTref. Copy that. Let's go back to my reset. Double click on reset right there. Let's paste that in there. JTXTref dot set text equals, I'm just going to say null value. Yep. So I'm going to copy this, and the next one is JTX's first name, and I'm going to just paste that. Yeah, that's correct. Surname, paste. Address, JTXT address, paste. I also have JTXT telephone, paste. JTXT date, paste. I do have date. That's wrong. Okay. Yeah, let's try JTXT prove. There. Oh, prove is not there as well. Okay. Then I'm going to change this one to postcode is there. This is wrong. Let's see. Okay, that's a combo box. No, that's a date chooser. Okay, we change that to JTXT. No, it's just gonna be J date chooser. That will be date. Change this to date. Set date, and the dates I want you to set it to know that this first one is number 1, and there's another one number 2. I have 2 of those there, and number 2, clear number 2 as well. Okay, for the dates, then we have the various. I think I have three combo box as first one. Okay, JTXT proof. Alright. Okay. Yeah, alrighty. I think the properties is wrong. That's what happened. JTXT proof dot. So it's going to be set selected or selected index, and set that to 0. Okay, that's it, taken care of. I have 2 more. JTXT member type dot set selected as well. Right, there's another one, JTXT member fees. There. Okay, in total that should be 11. That's my reset button taken care of. Okay, supposing there's an error, we just want you to cache that very error, so let's take care of that. Alright, so to do that, this is what we need to do. right here. I'm going to copy this. Now copy this one. Come right in here. Let's paste that here and get rid of that very comma there. This one on the bracket. I mean, get rid of that. So I just want it to be a message dialog. Okay, no. Let's make it message. Show message. Show message dialog. I'm going to change this one to message. There. And what message do I want the system to show? I'm going to say no, nothing, but show message from the computer itself. Now that should be EV. There we go. And get rid of this. That is my message. This one will be displayed by the system. So that is fine. Now let's come in here. We can just test it out. Let's run it and see. There. I'm going to enter something in there and select one of these. Date. Enter date in here. Change this. And reset. There we go. That's fine. Proof of ID. Select proof of ID. Let's change that. I think it should be select membership type select. Let's just add select them. I don't like the way they look like. Exit. Yes. Come back to the design of those three items or those three objects. Click on that. Back here, select proof of ID. Yeah. So that makes it more clearer that we're just selecting something instead of kind of like repeating the name. Here and here as well. Change this as well. Right. So that is taken care of. Now let's take care of print. Double click on print. There we go. Okay, for this print button we just start by entering try. So if there's any error, I'd like you to take care of that. There we go. So in here all I just need to say is table dot print. Undo that. I'll just get rid of all of these. I only want dot print. That's it. There. And in here we enter our error message in here. So I'm going to say Java dot abstract windows tool. This should be lowercase here. Okay, abstract windows tool, and we say dot print. Okay, dot print dot print exception. And that is the system itself. Then come right in here. Now I'm going to enter system. I'd like it to display an error format for me. Dot format. And what do you want me to display? I'm going to call that no printer found. There. Close that up. Comma, and let's say ev.getMessage. There we go. There. Okay, that's That's my error message for my printer. Now let's see why do we have an error there. Okay, look, graphics. Now it's just meant to be print dot print in lowercase. Change that to lowercase. Okay, that's fine. So print is taken care of now. Now the next thing is we might as well just run it and see. Click on print and there we go, printing dialog appears. So now let's take care of these other ones. Well, before I can take care of the delete, because I want that to work with the database, first thing first, for those, we go straight up here. We need to connect our database. Okay, so right underneath this public class, I'd like to connect straight to my database. I'll start by saying connect or connection, and I'm going to give that a name. Connect equals nothing. There we go. Now the next thing I like to do, let's see, why do I have an error? I think because I haven't imported my SQL. That's true, it's not there. So let's import that, and right underneath here I'm going to import SQL and all of the component that we may have in it. So let's say SQL dot star there. And the other thing is I'm going to import swing as well. I already have most of the swing I need, but just to be on the safe side, I might not have it all instead of having error. Okay, as you can see, the error is gone. So now let's add prepare statement. Prepare, that'll be prepared statement. For that prepared statement, I'm going to give it just a variable of PST. That will be equals nothing. Okay, that's my prepared statement. The next one is going to be result set. Let's call that RS. That's going to be nothing as well. Okay, now let's take care of, let's declare a default object for my, that would be for my table. So I'm just going to copy that. So let's come right down here and just paste that underneath here. So the object, I'm just going to call it model equals new default table model, enter parentheses. There we go. Now before I continue, the next thing I like to do now is I'm going to, let's take care of my, that will be update. So I'm going to write a function in here. I'm going to say void update table, and enter parentheses and semicolon here. Now in there, the variable that I declare up here, this very one, I'm going to say count equals data, that would be data entry class, data entry class dot, okay, I'm going to say dot connect, but connect DB. Okay, this dot connect DB, you guys should be able to find that right here. That is it. I'm referring to this. Okay, inside this very class here. Now let's come in here, go back in there. Alright, now let's use an if statement. So if connect or con is not equals to nothing, Then what I want the system to do is use this variable that I call SQL. Okay, I want this variable called SQL to look for as follows. So let's first of all let's just put this in a quote, curly brackets, and bring this straight into the if statement here. So I want as follows. So let's say select, and that will be the name of my table. Okay, I need the name of my table in here, so they will all be in a quote. Select from, let's come in here, you see my table here. I think I have all of the names right here somewhere. Let's go for the table. There we go. So I'm just going to copy that. Yeah, copy, and let's go right up here and paste it right in here. There we go. But I'm going to have to tidy up now, get rid of this because we don't need all of this in there. And get rid of these as well. So just separate it with a comma. So I'm going to speed that up and get back to you guys. Okay, those are the fields for my table taken care of. Alright, up to here. And that is the name of my table, data form. So we're selecting from all of these from the table called data form right there. Now I'm now going to use try catch to do as follows. So what I want to do in there is says prepare equals scan dot prepare statements there, and this prepare statement is going to be this variable SQL. So copy that the argument will be SQL and enter semicolon there. Now the next one is going to be result set equals prepared statement dot, I want you to execute whatever query that I have there, execute query semicolon. Now the next thing is I'm now going to create an object, and that object to be in the form of an array of square bracket object. That would be, let me call it column data. Object column data equals new object. And how many data do I have here? If you count it, I have 11. So I'm going to enter 11 columns there and enter semicolon here. Okay, I will now use an iteration here. So let's come down here and just say while result.next. And what do I want the system to do? I want you to grab the following. So let's come out of it, open up the curly braces, and the very first one, the very first item that will be inside this my column data is going to be the first, that will be 0, okay, inside the array, and that is result dot get string, and that string, what is the name? That will be my very first column here, this one. Copy that and paste that in there, semicolon there. Now I'm going to repeat the same thing for the rest, so I might as well just copy this and just change the names around. I have 11 in total, so that's 6. We need 5 more. Copy 5 from here and paste, and come right down here, change this one to 1, 2, 3, and so on. And here this one will become first name that we have in here, first name, and There we go. Then we have surname. We have address here. And let's speed that up. You guys get the whole idea now. Okay, and that's it, all done. So what I would then do is I'm going to call this very model that I have up here, right here. Call that. Come right down here. Press enter. And let's say dot add the rows. And the rows that will be inside the argument will be this, my array. Copy that and paste it right in here. There we go. And that's it. Now, if I use try catch, you see this small error that you're looking at here. Let's just say try. Let's just say catch. And what are we catching? That's going to be exception E. And come out of there. Let's enter curly braces. And you notice the error is gone. Okay, so in there I'm just going to say J option dot show, and I'm going to use a message box that does show message dialog, and inside our message dialog is going to be, there's nothing but just use the system message. That's it. Okay, that's taken care of. Right, that is my updates done. So you take it from the top here, the update function. That will use that to update the whole system. In fact, this update I'm going to have to call it inside my initialization area, so that it can, once I start running the system, it will initial it right away. Right here, I should be calling that. So let's copy that update and I'll put it there now before I forget. Copy, bring it down here, let it get initialized. There. So inside is initialized, what we have to do in there is I'm going to create an object. I will call that object columns, and this column is going to be the array, and in there let's say equals the following. Let's add them in a curly braces with a quote each. So this is where my table here come in handy. I'm just going to copy everything on that table again. Okay, this table was generated, this code was generated using after the creation of the table, so makes life easy for me. Once you create your table, you should get that on your system. So let's go back to the initialize, and right there just paste that in there, paste, and I'm going to just press enter here so that you guys can see it all. There we go. Right, and you can see an error there. All I just need to do is enter a semicolon and the error is gone. Now let's call the model itself dot set column. That's going to be column count, column identifier, this very one. And in there we want to select this object that we created. I'm going to double click on the object. That is it. Now let's get our table involved here. Table dot set mode, and in there my table, that is going to be the mode that I declared up there. So all I just need to do now is to get it connected. So let's say initialize, just connect all of these for me. So equals data, so that is going to be this very one here, this class. Okay, the very first class I created, you guys remember, so I'm now using that class here. So come right here, paste that in there. and that is going to be dot connectdb, enter semicolon, and get it updated. That's all there is to it. So that's taken care of. Okay guys, so let me draw your attention to something. Remember, I copied the table data down here. Those are the information from my table. Okay, and while I was writing that, if you notice, I left some space in there. So this, according to the database that I created for my system, there is no space in here. So I'm going to close that and close this as well. That's it. So that's taken care of. Now all I then need to do is I'm going to, let's come down here. We now need to take care of this very one, add new. So double click on add new and come right down here. Okay, right in here, the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to use this object, simple date format. I want to use that to convert all my dates so that I'll be able to add them straight onto my form. So I'm going to give it, just make up an object. I call it D format equals new simple date format. There we go. So that's my object there. Now the next thing I want to do is I'm going to create a string variable that I'll call SQL. I might as well. Then I just say I want you to insert into data form. That's the name of my table. Insert into data form the following. So that's going to be ref number and comma, first name, every single name that I have for my table, comma, surname. I'm going to just speed that up. There we go. I have all my names, all the names of each column there. So what I want to now do is I'm going to say get them by value. And what value are we talking of? The value we don't know because we don't have data for the value. So in there, all you just need to do is I'm going to add question mark in there. So we need 11 of those. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. There. Those are my question mark there. I will now use try cache. Try. Let's use lowercase. And underneath here there should be a cache. So I'm going to place a cache here. And that is going to be exception EV. Okay, and what message do I want in there? J option plain dot show message box, and that message box is going, there will be nothing in there. Just call the, okay, let's just write something. I'm going to say, let's enter something like system update completed. Okay, so in there we enter system update completed. No, system update incomplete. System update incomplete, because that's an error. Incomplete. Okay, good. Now inside the try cache, the first thing I'm going to do is to call my prepared statement equals con dot prepare statement. That should be, no, that variable is con dot prepare statement. And the statement that I'm talking about is from my SQL here, is the SQL one, enter semicolon. So let's come down. Yeah, so now prepare statement dot set string, and the very first string, that will be number 1. And what is the name of that? So that's going to be jtxt ref dot get text. Come back in there, that should be get text, enter parentheses there. That is my very first one. The second one is going to be first name followed by surname. So number 2, that's first name, and surname. Okay, surname, that's number 3, and so on, guys. I'm gonna have to speed that up to get all of these fields in here. There we go. I have all of my fields in there. Now I now need to get it executed. So let's say prepare statement dot execute right there. Okay, now I also need to get it closed. I'm going to close the result set first, dot close. Then I will also close my prepare statement dot closed. Yeah, and that's all there is to that. Next thing now is for us to add all of those data straight into the table. So I'm going to create an object, default table object. Okay, let's say default. Right, I'm still right inside the add. Okay, the add button, so we're still taking care of it to add those data straight onto the table. So when we click on add, we should be able to add it. So that is add table mode equals mode, and that is equal to the new table mode. Let's copy this, enter new there, and that will be table mode. Now I don't even, okay, let's put that now, it should be in brackets. Okay, and that is going to be table dot get mode, get model there. Then we now come down, say model dot add rows, and the role is going to be from the new object. So there's a new object there. That should be in an array. Okay, alright, there should be a curly braces here. Okay, that's it, the arrow there is gone, and it's in a bracket, so we need to close this bracket here as well. Close, there we go. Now right in here, I'm now going to list every single field that I have. So dot get text. I'm now getting all the details from my, no, that should be a comma, all the details from my design here. Let me show it to you guys. Yeah, so that is that. I'll just approach that and to approach the rest now. So the next one is going to be surname. So that is going to be txt, copy that, jtxt first name. There. The next one is JTXT surname. Then followed by JTXT address. There. So I'm just going to speed that up. Okay, to round up the entering for this table, I'm going to now use an if statement. If table dot get, that will be select. Let's enter e dot get selected row equals -1, and let's put that in a quote here. Then we want this to happen. As the first one, we'll use another if statement now. So I'm going to copy all of these, and if table.get row that should be table.get row count equals nothing equals 0. Close that as well. Open a curly braces. In that case, I want this message box to pop up. So let's see, do I have one here? Yeah, I do have one here. So I'm just gonna copy this message box and paste it right in here. So message box, let's say nothing there, and the message is going to be, let's go for data entry from update. Data entry from update. Okay, so here we just, that should be a quote here. So we enter a comma here and just enter the name of our system. Data entry from. Close, let's say comma, and just come down here, or just say option dot okay dot okay option. Where is it? Okay option. Close that. There we go. So that's the message that will be displayed in there. So that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I am going to just copy this. I'll use it for my update. Copy that. So let's go for my update here. Where is it? Okay, that's it. Double click on update. Right, come right down here. Oh, where is it? Update. Yeah, it's right here. So first of all, I'm going to say update. I think it's called update table, and paste that I've just copied. So that is for update. Okay, this update table, that's a function right up there. Okay, so that is for my update taken care of. Now let's take care of delete. Let's go back in here, design, double click on delete. So right in here, we enter this lines of code for delete. Okay, it's similar to the one I use for update up to here. Okay, now only just add else if here, and that is the whole program taken care of. So we now need to try it out. Okay, let's run it and see what we've got. I'm gonna save it first, then run. Oh, very good, connection made. Oh. And there we go, guys. So let's give it a try. So the reference number, I'm just going to make that up, and the very first name, I'm going to call that Tony Montana. Press number 12. All road. Okay, and telephone number, dates, just make up something there, and the other date, that is the registration date, and this is today's date. So let's come in here. It's a quarterly member, that would be 37 pounds, and postcode, there we go. So decision time, there we go, look at that, and I can even keep adding. So let's check out our delete button. Yeah, that is working as well. That is very good. Look at that, guys. Yeah, let's add more records. Try out the reset. Reset works too. So the next reference, and the name is going to be Paul Parker. Address of Parker, number 1, Gostown Way. Telephone number and date, let's enter maybe last year, yeah, and today's date, annual membership 150, and postcode, that there. So let's add, there we go, guys, look at that. So with that, guys, I'm going to call it the end of this tutorial. I suppose you guys enjoyed, and please do subscribe to my channel, and you can also join to become a member of the channel. Thanks a lot, and you all have a nice day now. Bye for now.